Today we will talk about our experiences recreating the artwork of two artists working in America.
Andy Goldsworthy. He isn't your typical nature photographer. He arranged the nature to his satisfaction in order to create his art. Yet ours is carefully planned and thought out and takes hours to create and photograph.
So in this example of his art, he's painstakingly putting each of these sticks together with smaller sticks to create a larger sculpture that, when he finishes, is an amazingly smooth and round piece of art.
Although he isn't American himself, he's done quite a few projects in America, including Snowballs in Summer project in New York. And the thing about it is all the materials he has were found in nature. He didn't take them or dispute them in any way. He just used them to create something that we consider art.
So for instance, in this picture, he found stones that were already cracked, and they were also faded with sun or with some sort of material that they were found in, and then he arranged them to form this spiral that you can see. If you'd seen the stones just lying on the ground, you would never have pictured them being like that.
Also in this picture you can see he went out and searched for different colored leaves through the fall-autumn period so he can make an entire color spectrum you saw in this vortex-sized shape.
Every single one of these was an already dead leaf that he found on the ground, and he found the perfect color leaves to create the whole spectrum.
So we decided to replicate his work using similar tactics and trying to go at it at our own sensible approach. We used leaves, stones, and flowers, as you see that he did as well. And we tried to make as close to art as we could relative.
So here is a time lapse of us creating, we hope, Andy Goldsworthy worthy art. Our second artist is Kurt Wenner. He is a chalk artist who developed a style that makes his pieces look three-dimensional when viewed from a specific angle.
He was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and raised in Santa Barbara, California. He produced his first commissioned mural at the age of 16, and by 17 he was earning a living as a graphic artist.
He was employed by NASA, creating conceptual paintings of future space projects and extraterrestrial landscapes according to the latest scientific information provided by the Voyager spacecraft.
But he left NASA and traveled years abroad in order to study experimental and traditional painting media, tempera, Francisco, and oil painting.
So this is an example of his work. It looks three-dimensional when viewed from here, but if you look at it from above, or at a different angle, it's actually way longer to create that 3D effect. So first we decided to replicate his work on paper. You can't see us drawing the pencil lines, but we created a grid to recreate his work. And we didn't want to waste any precious cement to do it. So we took a picture of two Lego blocks, and we decided to
make a proportional 3D using. But then we decided to step it up and use some chalk on some cement. But how we did this in the beginning was we took an image of our perspective shot of the ground, and we took the skewed boxes and we projected the Lego blocks over that, filed the two images into one, and then skewing it back, we got it into a certain shape that we could relatively see from an aerial view.
So this is us creating the chalk drawing. Sorry, the angle was a little off. Creating the chalk drawing on the ground, using these squares as reference points, and using a piece of paper with the image of the skewed bricks to measure out how long each line had to be and how wide each brick had to be.
The whole thing that was our concept, though, is that if it wasn't completely perfect, the entire thing would warp a little bit, and it wouldn't seem like the right angle. But the whole thing is you had to be standing in the exact angle that we had the perspective from, too, or else it would be skewed. And we tried to do that. We created a little box where we thought, but it's hard to judge on certain people's height. And this is us. It's incredible how much chalk it takes to build these. We bought like 4 boxes.
We went through 4 boxes of colored chalk to fill in just blues and yellows.
Yeah.
We decided to go against shading because, first of all, we didn't have enough chalk to shade it, and we didn't have the other colors of blue and yellow that we would need to be able to shade it.
As well, yeah.
So this is us, our extremely fast shading in process.
Yes. In time lapse.
Yes.
It was take ridiculously longer than this. After this clip too, we'll show you from the side and from the back. It goes really fast, but
So this is the warped angle that you see. That's how long it is for reals.
and that's the point.
And then, so now that we've done this project, we wish that we had been able to use more time to create the 2 art pieces so that we could get feedback from different people on the art that we were creating, and also to be able to do a much more detailed job.
We also wish we had more fun so we could actually get the shading.
Yeah.
And obviously the art actually requires a lot of patience.
We'd like to thank Doug for letting us use the time-lapse camera. I'd like to thank Kyle for staying after to finish the Lego brick thing, and
Google Images as well.
for some of the images
A
that
couple
we
of
had.
these go through these greatest things. I'm Kyle again.
Thank you.